Okay, hello, everybody. How are you? Just a quick check, make sure the audio is okay. If you can just give me a thumbs up in the chat, that'll be great. And then we'll crack on. Thank you, Joseph. Sound okay? Thank you so much. That's great. Okay, so today, Friday, the 5th of August, I'm going to go over a recap of the meeting we had last night, which was Thursday, the 4th of August, with our CEO, Ash Mufareh. And I will do my very best to decipher what was said and bring you those updates. Before I do that, those of you who are following me either on social media, you will know that I am trying to get us to interact in O Network, in the back office, that of those of you who are founders on here right now. And this is going to go over a couple of weeks. We'll be doing a series of things. I'll be doing some tutorials of how to use O Network, etc. But all you need to know is to stay up to date and in contact with what I am doing, you need to go to O Network on a regular basis. So log into your back office to O Network and click on it. And at the top, there's a search bar right at the top. If you put in my name, my real name, by the way, Richard Redfern, up will pop all of the posts I'm doing in O Network. So I'm trying to build up a page within O Network that you guys can go in. Now, obviously, I want interaction. I want people to write messages in there. And as same as we use on social media now, you can reply to people in the message underneath their message that they've put in. You can add in lots of other bits and pieces as well. So I'll be doing some tutorial videos, but the only way that you can access these videos is by logging into O Network, because they'll be unlisted as far as my YouTube channel is considered. So that being said, let's crack on then with the recap from last night. Now, everybody knows me, you know, I am a straight talking guy, and, you know, I say it as I see it. Now, what I saw last night was a good webinar. Was it his best? No, it wasn't at all. I was expecting other information to come out, but was I disappointed? Yeah, a little bit. I probably was, but there was also a lot in there that we should know about, and I'm also going to tell you a little bit more about what I do know that will probably fill in a fair few blanks for you. It's one of those things always that when we go to any meeting expecting to hear something and we don't hear what we want to hear, then we're not probably listening to what is actually being said. Now, the main point that was brought up to me that many of you have reached out and messaged me was there was no mention of the products. There was no mention of any timelines of where we are with that. And I agree, there wasn't. But this is the thing, is that I do know that just because it wasn't mentioned, it does not mean that we are not on track for what was said last week. Nothing has changed on that. We are still on track to have 9 over market value products by the end of August. And everything else that he said in previous webinars is still on track. Just because he never brought it out last night does not mean to say that come Monday, guys, that we are going to get more updates. Remember, there is so much that you just don't know what is happening behind the scenes. There is so many things that he actually can't tell us right at this moment. But it does not mean to say that it is not going to happen in any way, shape or form. Again, there was confusion about this 90-day thing. This was no reflection or towards another 90 days of waiting before we have products ready for sale as far as customers are concerned. This was 90 days of when we think it's going to be full capacity in Hyderabad to that 1,000 staff that we are looking for at the moment. That 90 days also was a reflection on we are going to be in 4 other countries as well as Hyderabad. So that'll be 5 different countries that we will be working out of as well within 90 days. So people who are putting 2 and 2 together and they were making 5, unfortunately, and that's not the case. None of this is reflected in what we were told last week as far as the products are coming out in the stages that we were told. So that is the 9, which we've told what they were by the end of August, and then following 3 in September. All of that is still exactly the same. So don't panic, okay? I know a lot of you going, oh, the sky's falling in and all the rest of it, but that's not the case. All it wasn't spoken about last night. Just because it wasn't talked about by our CEO, okay, it doesn't mean to say that what he told us last week is history and that's not carrying on. Actually, the contrary. He was bringing us more information. He wasn't getting rid of any of the information that he told us last week. This is just an add-on to what he was telling us about last week. Now, I do know as well, because I've spoken to Marty this morning before I came on here, there is a lot of stuff, like I said, going on behind the scenes, okay, that we can't tell you about now. But stay cool, guys. Stay relaxed. Okay, we're still on target. We're still on track. And everything is going to be super, super good for us. So anyway, I divulge a little bit, but I thought I would say this right from the beginning so you guys can relax. You can listen to the recap, which I'm going to give. And maybe things might slot into place a little bit more for you. And you might be a little bit calmer rather than running around going, he never said this, he never said this, we're not doing it anymore, blah, de, blah, and all the rest of it. So just take some chill pills and we are good to go. So as far as shout outs is concerned, I will give some at the end if I've got time. Everybody who's in green, you're all my tea clubbers. Thank you as always for your support. Without it, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing full time with On Passive. So I'm extremely grateful. So here we go then. Ash came on then and he said, together we are changing the world in a very, very positive way. We're having fun on Passive. He said, but the trouble is many places around the world just aren't having any fun at the moment. We all know that there's a global recession. There's problems all over the place at the moment. And he said many attempts have been made globally to change this, but still many tragedies are happening every day, even though we have all the best resources out there, and there is. Why are so many deaths happening and trauma around the world? And why are only 5% of hospitals run by doctors and 95% are run by numbers of people, and they have no care about the people within inside the hospitals? They run it as a business. Annette Curry, thank you so much for your super sticker. It goes a long way. Thank you. It's the same in schools, governments, and many other businesses. It's a very, very true statement. On Passive will be no different to a certain extent, but we have a blend. We have a business aspect, but not everything is focused on this numbers game. Remember, what one thing do we not focus on Passive? The money. We've never focused on it from a personal point of view, and we've never focused on it from a business point of view. Do we need it? Yeah, we certainly do. Everyone needs it to operate, to evolve, to change, and all the rest of it. But on Passive, we'll do the same business work, but in a humanistic element for all to be able to work together. We're going to do it with heart. And this is a big, big plus and why we are going to be so different. He said, we have a very short time to accomplish good acts. On Passive is not typical by any means at all. Not only in business, but a complete disruptive historical event that is about to help the world. Why? Because this is what On Passive is going to be doing. He said, reports are often asked major figures if they are nervous before big events, big games, etc. Olympians are able to transfer this nervousness into excitement as they are well trained to do this. What are we doing at the moment with On Passive? We are getting ready. We are training. We are available. We are helping all of us get ready for this opening of On Passive. He said, stop being nervous, but get excited. He said, Ash asked as well, founders to take this attitude with the journey of On Passive. We are all being tested. Not only the company are being tested from external sources, we ourselves as founders are being tested with our resolve and commitment to On Passive. We see it on a daily basis. Yesterday was a typical example of our resolve to stick by our CEO because we might not have heard what we wanted to hear. My resolve is steadfast with On Passive, and yours should be true. I've had more than my haters as far as external is concerned. We are on a journey, and this is why we have to stick together as On Passivians. It is a global movement, not the outdated business plan. If you don't, you will be confused about what On Passive is going to do. We have to be positive. This is possibly the best thing you will ever witness in your lifetime. And guess what? The risk to you is minimal. What risk is it? It's a $97 risk. That is all it has been. What are we expected to do? Yeah, we take a little bit of flack now and then. We take a little bit of heat. But the company are doing everything for us. They're the ones that are taking the real heat. They're the ones that are busting their guts on a daily basis for us. And all we're expected to do is sit, relax, and wait and accept the process. So we are tested to a certain extent, but I know that all you On Passivians out there, your resolve is true. You will receive the most value, and the company will take the focus to work harder for your future than you do for yourself. I said this before. Bill Must, I think that was it Bill Must? It certainly was. It was Big Bill Must. Thank you so much for your super sticker. You caught me mid-track then. I was on a flyer as well. What else was said? He said, we are helping to make a global change, and it is one of On Passive's motivations. That is one of the driving forces of On Passive, is to make this global change. Ash reflected on folks working in the wrong places, and they are just not happy. They're only doing it for one thing, the money. They don't like being there, but what choice have they got? Sometimes they can have a more negative impact by doing this on their families, especially their children, than those who work many hours but actually enjoy their work. This then overflows into their family environment. We love our work here in On Passive, and this is why whenever you see people in Hyderabad and other workplaces of On Passive, they've always got a smile on their face. Dustin Grove, thank you for your super sticker and support, my friend. All founders are needed just the way you are. Be yourself. I have learned this from a long time about. I've had many conversations with Marty about this as well. This is what I love about On Passive. Me, warts and all. That's what you're going to get. So every day, do some small action. Whatever it is, it really doesn't matter. But as long as it's a positive action towards On Passive, each of these small actions will create an impactful change throughout the whole of the On Passive environment. If you do one good thing every day, even if it's only for 5 minutes per day, for 100 days, guess what you're going to do? You're going to see the changes in your life. If you have a goal, and it is a clear goal, by the way, we will help you fix that goal to get to where you want to. Unite with us in On Passive and other On Passivians within the community. And this is what I'm trying to do, is to get us to keep going back to Own Network, to use that so we can all be on the same page. If you come there with a clear goal, let the community help you manifest that goal. He says it's like water drops breaking through a mountain structure. Constant, consistent of small actions will make a major change. So he said, come and be part of what On Passive is doing, and your expectations will be magnified. What a great statement. He also said, wonder how happy this recent lottery winner will be in a short period of time. Now, I actually read a really good article that the main winner of the lottery winner in the States was actually the IRS, because they're a big tax burden. They're the biggest winner, I believe. Anyway, I divulge. He says, if one is already bad with money, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to be better with money, or do you think it's just going to get badder, bigger? This is what's going to happen. Lots of money won't change the outcome of happiness. And I've said this so many times. Is On Passive going to make a difference to your life? Yes, it is, without a shadow of a doubt. But is it going to make you happier? I doubt it. Money does not necessarily bring happiness. All it does is give you enough money to be unhappy, or you can use it in a most positive way. What if I have just shared what I've just shared, he said, is far more important than business details. And Ash would rather talk about these things than actually the business details, because he wants us to be successful. He wants us to be happy. And what he's trying to do is to teach us how to be happy with that money, how to do good with it, how to use it in the right way. He then went on to say that every Monday, as we all know, we have a new website within onpassive.com, and also the link that is attached to that within our back office under the My Links section. Within a couple of weeks, he said, this is going to then change to Mondays and Thursdays. He said 2 weeks, it might be 1 week, but we'll have to wait and see. But he's been bang on every single time that he's told us about this. Every Monday, like clockwork, it's there. And this is going to move to Monday and Thursdays. Then soon there's going to be 3 a week. And then very shortly after that, we'll be on 1 a day. How cool is that? People are saying, well, why do we need one? Why do we need so many? It's because we monitor how useful they are. I said this the other day on my live, that everything that goes on in the background is done for a reason. These websites are done for a reason, to see how successful they are, to see how they're received, so they can make tweaks to them to make them even better. But one thing's for sure is the IT guys, okay, back in Hyderabad, they are on the ball with this. They know what they're doing now. All of the coding is done, and they can change things now at a rapid pace. This all helps to train the new techs for future needs. He said all this needs to be done organically plus systematically. David Switzer, welcome back to the Tea Club. We do not jump into plans without the gradual and diligent building for the future. How many times have I said it? Everything has to be fit for purpose. Scale up, okay? Make sure everything is working properly. Test it. Then we test a bit more, scale up again, make sure we've got it all level, everything's working all right, and then we go from there. This is what we are doing on a regular basis. The company is willing to take all of the negative feedback, and the company knows how best to deal with this. He said, sit back, relax, enjoy the process, but more importantly, enjoy the journey. This is not an easy mission. Many challenges to achieve such a high target that he expects from not only us as On Passivians, but also the tech guys and the company. He said the company keeps the excitement of the challenges to accomplish these goals, no matter what it takes. And we know this. How many times have we been on late webinars, and there's guys in Hyderabad at 2, 3, 4 in the morning that are on this webinar? That is true commitment. Remember, they're only employees, guys. They're not even founders. Their only commitment is to Ash and the company, but they're there. Why? Because they have such a passion for what they are doing. And this is why they want it to be done correctly. On Passive will do it rightfully, long term, and for future legacy. This is what we are building. Yes, timelines might be missed in your mind. Yes, things might not happen the way that you want them to happen. Yes, we might not get to where we want to get to on the day that was said. But one thing's for sure is we will get there. And why are we doing it the way we're doing it? Because we're not here for tomorrow. We're here for next year, the year after, 10 years down the line, and for our kids. This is what we are building here in On Passive. We are building a company that is going to be a legacy. Is it done overnight? No, it is not. Is it done to timelines that we want? No, it never is. But one thing's for sure is it's do it or die, and it will be done. So why a website every day? Because it is value. It means that every single day there is going to be a new thing there, which means that every day somebody logs into you out there, Mr. Founder, they go back to you day in, day out. They're going to see something different. How many times have you logged on to EasyJet, Ryanair? Okay. How many times does their website change? Once a year, if you're lucky, once every 2 years. We're going to get a new website every single day. What are people going to think? They're going to go, wow, these guys are good. And they're naturally going to be drawn to what information is there. Win, 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 because we put value before money. Simple as that. We are doing it before we announce it. So we're even doing it before we've announced it. All led by those who have the most empathy to make it reach our success. The partners who are making it all happen. The culture of On Passive builds every single day until all are ready to be unwrapped and presented to the world. This is the attitude to give the launch a successful outcome. Like I said, he would love to give us all of the news, but we can't. We just can't give all of that news all in one go. We wouldn't be able to comprehend it, but also we want to give that wow factor. We want to make that impact. We want people to look, and we have to do this in a strategical way. And that means, unfortunately, us just to trust and just to relax and wait for it to happen. So the data center, hosting, domains, and then every imaginable digital tool in one place, it all equates to massive success, not only for the company, but also for us as founders. So one website a week, done seamlessly, followed by 2, then 3, and then 1 every single day. The O Founders platform changed in less than a month. They did the whole thing in less than a month. But when he said, I want it changed to what we saw a couple of days ago. Remember, the menu bar on the left-hand side, that's going to be changed. And if you were aware of what was being done as well with the what he shared behind the screens, we're looking for new ways of doing dashboards, new ways of menu bars, etc. We want to get away from the 20, 30 years old way of looking at it. That one thing alone, can you imagine having a dashboard menu bar that nobody else has got, that's innovative, that completely blows you away of how it works? What do you think the competition is going to do? They're going to want it. It's a bit like Formula One when McLaren make a new something or other that makes the car go even faster. What does everyone else do? They clamber to want to have it as well. Don't you think this is going to be exactly the same? But we've got it first. We are going to be ahead of the game and ahead of the game and ahead of the game every single time. The plan was made, the focus to get it done was made, and now it is actually done. If changes need to be done, they will be done. But at the moment, I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing in that back office. Yeah, a few tweaks, but I like the look at it. It looks really nice. A little extra work is all that was needed to make the long changes without the impact other than the projections that we are looking for. So he went on, said the next 90 days and by November, we will max out the offices in Hyderabad. Remember, 90 days, Hyderabad employees, nothing to do with anything else. That is 1,000 partners, okay, by December. And for a little cushion, if we need some extra time, then we will have another expansion. He's talking about employing people here. We are preparing for the next phase of partners. Okay, already we know more partners will be needed. Why? Because of what we are projecting to come into On Passive. Come January of next year, we will need a new building within Hyderabad. The location hasn't been done again. And then we'll need, guess what, another 1,000 to fill that as well. Why? Because we need these people for what is going to happen. You have to have the infrastructure there. Paul Gottlob, thank you so much for joining as a tea clubber. If you haven't got the infrastructure there, everything falls to pieces. He gave the example of Obamacare website crashed. Okay, never to be heard of again because it was not fit for purpose. He is doing everything so that it is 1,000,000 times bigger than he needs it. Some people say that's overkill. I call it being prepared. And that is why he is there. This is why he is doing it. So we do not have any of these glitches. Ken Pringle, thank you so much for your super sticker. So in 90 days, OnPassive will be operating also in 4 other locations, not including Hyderabad. So that's 5 major regions around the globe. And we will have more details on this later on. No one ever fails for being well prepared, he said, especially if you're not concentrating on the one thing that most other companies concentrate on. What is that? Money, the dollar. But value, that is what we always concentrate. Being prepared is normal for OnPassive. It's what we do. We have backups in place. We have, in case this happens, we've got this happening. Happens in every single scenario, with every single product, in every single location. We are always preparing for the in case. We are not opening and then bimbling along and thinking, oh, we better fix that now. Okay, we are thinking of what ifs or what's going to happen. In the future, he said, many will want to spend a day in any of the regions of OnPassive as the operating to learn and how great it is done. Companies are failing, they are falling, they are going down on themselves because they were not prepared and they lacked the technology. We have got it all. We've got everything in place. We've got the data centers. We've got the technology. We've got the technicians. We've got the money. We are prepared. We've got the base. This is why we are going to explode when we get going. We can't tell you of all the updates, he said, because you just won't be able to handle it, to be absolutely honest. Some days are very difficult. Yeah, they are. They take the heat. I take heat as well. Many of us leaders take a lot of heat as well. But is it going to be worth it? Yeah, you're damn right it is. It'll be very hard for you to understand why we don't tell you. But what we want you is to understand that it is for your benefit that we are doing what we are doing. Many sacrifices are being done for the future and for the founders. There is no option to quit, even when things don't go according to plan. And things sometimes don't. It's just absolutely natural. There's always setbacks, but it doesn't stop the process. Every day is harder. Why is it harder every day? The bigger you are, the more noticeable you are. The more noticeable you are, the more people are going to want to try and drag you down. So every day does get harder. It's riskier. The more people are, the more you are noticed. And the founders don't have to worry because they are taking it all on our behalf. He said, if every product that we've got now was launched one a month, it would take till 2025 to launch them all. Are we launching one a month? No, that's not what he said. He said, if we only brought one out a month, it would take till 2025. There is going to be packages, as we well know, which are going to have 1, 2, 3. We don't know what is going to be involved, but he never said only one a month. He said, if we only launch one a month, it'll take us till 2025. So realize there are many more products than what you see just on the website that will be coming out, and you will see them. This all means that more than 3 products a month will have to come out. As I've just said, we don't know, but they are going to be there. And after that, more rollouts, they'll be happening. Why? Because the tech guys, they're going to be doing stuff. They're going to be making stuff. They're going to be inventing. They're going to be brainstorming and all the rest of it. Why? Because they love their job. They want to be in OnPassive. They want to be an employee there. He said, talked a little bit about money, which I thought was really good. He said the money processing solutions for inbound, okay, are just about all finalized, and outbound as well. They're almost coming together. And he said because of the volume of transactions that are going to be projected, they've actually had to drop some of the merchants because, as he put it, it's like putting a tank on top of a Fiat. It's just going to get squashed. They are not fit for purpose. They are not big enough to handle the volumes of money that are going to go in and out of the accounts, i.e. the wallets. He said, so some merchants have been dropped and we've actually had to take on new merchants because we require a higher standard and volume from them. Merchants need to be equipped for the massive volume projected, or it just would be disastrous for everybody. So again, another thing that is being done in the background. This is not a let's open, wait and see, massive failures all over the place. This is actually putting scenarios in place of, well, we think we're going to have at least this amount of people on a regular basis coming in with this amount of money. Can this company handle it? And if the answer's no, sorry, you're not good enough. We need somebody else. And that's basically what's happened. He said the world is looking for some good news. Many folks in the world are under financial stress. I know many founders are out there right now. You know, we are all struggling. But many populations in the world are even poorer than us. Ash can only hope that a real genuine change will come from On Passive in many of the areas around there. He gave an example of many people in Yemen. 79% in fact live under the poverty level, and that's only $5 a day, which is crazy really. And he said 65% of those are really poor. On Passive is going to make the change. I've said it on many occasions. I said it on my interview with Wasim from Pakistan, that I've always believed that On Passive will make the biggest changes in the poorest of the countries, which is fantastic, really is. This is not to talk about myths or dreams, but real changes. We are going to be a beacon for humanity for generations to come within these countries. He said, one thing I will tell you, and you have to believe me in what I am saying, is you can count on me. He said, if we all have that focus, then surely we will have the change. I certainly believe in the guy, and I'm sure you guys do as well. We need to build trust in the people around us, okay, and they will come. Ash gave the example, money in your bank account for a sacrifice of family or personal destruction is not the attitude to take. Actually, doing the right thing is the attitude to take. He did a bit of a recap after that as well. So he said the onpassive.com website is working every Monday. That's going to 2 days and to 3 days a week, and then eventually every single day. O-Founders will improve, and it will get a lot more updates. O-Network will also improve and will continue to get better. I've noticed that already. It's got a much better feel to it. I wouldn't say it's like social media. It's a little bit different, but isn't that what we are? A little bit different. Yes, it might take a little bit of adjusting to get used to it. Now, the way I look at O-Network at the moment is I use Facebook on my mobile and I use Facebook on my laptop. Both are completely different feels. The way that Facebook is laid out and set up on my laptop is completely different to my mobile. And one, they're not the same at all. They're completely different. All this is with O-Network is just a little bit of adjustment by you to get used to something else. Is it going to keep you in communication with everyone else? Yeah, damn right it is. But it's going to keep you in communication with the right people, with On-Passivians, with people that you relate to, with people that you know. And this is what I'm trying to do as far as getting you guys used to going into O-Network. And we'll all get there. Okay, just trust the process I'm trying to do for you, and we will get there. All features of O-Network will be in there in the coming couple of weeks. artificial intelligence to better improve the connections. He also said as well, within next week, the calendars and schedules will be right to the side of the dashboard. That's already there. That's going to look really good. So you can have a one focal point. Log into our network. Not only are you going to be chatting and getting the updates from people you want to follow, but also on the right-hand side, you're going to get the schedule. You're going to get leaders. You're going to get Ash Mufareh, and you're going to get webinar recordings all down that right-hand side. Big thumbs up from Mr. Ed for all of that. A big hand, he also said, for Lynn Nakamoto, who's helping to do all of this in the back office. She's been giving all the help in there, and congratulations to you, Lynn. She'll be instrumental in this transformation, which is good, because I'm glad he never asked me, because that really is not my thing. Ash's desire to help all to achieve their goals beyond just the material and monetary level. And we've seen this so many times. Some people say, doesn't he go on a lot before we get to the meat and vegetables of what he wants? That's there to teach us, to mentor us to a level where we know what to do with the apples when they come in. It's all learning, guys, and we should be thankful that he is spending the time teaching us all of this. He said Ash would like to bridge the gap to help you get to the destination that you want to. So also a lot of changes are happening in the background, the regions, etc. into 90 days, as we said. He said that Ash knows that there's much needed, millions need to get into the websites. And he said investment is needed in the Q&A and the works, etc. like that. But it's not really necessary, but it will be done. He talked about the reasons behind the multi-regional and redundancy of the database. I won't go into this at the moment, because I think it's going to be a good topic for the OTEC pros to go over, and they will go on to that. He said that OnPassive is going to be the first genuine financial solution with no judgments or by the recipients to what they have to do. Randall Harris, thank you for your super sticker. So that was really about it. He showed a few clips of back offices and bits and pieces, and the team doing the menu bars, etc. That's going to be really exciting. He talked about how YouTube is going to have such an important part moving forward as far as OnPassive is concerned, because it's the new search engine. I've been saying this for a long, long time. People YouTube everything. Well, they're going to do exactly the same for what is OnPassive. Now's the time for you guys to start getting your YouTubes together, because the more prominent you are on there now, it means that more searchable you will be later on as well. So that's about it. He had one final thing about how to explain the pay structure, and he said it's very simple. It's dynamic, it's hybrid, it's unlimited, it's scalable, long-term, functional, sustainable, and above all, it's very, very simple. So that's it for the recap. Now, I sincerely hope I've done it justice. It's in your back office under updates on O-Leaders. A big special thanks to Peter Saru and Daryl Cook for getting together to give it a very good recap. Marty has also posted the video recording. So for those that didn't get on last night, and there was 16,000 at one point, thank you very much for putting that in the back office. So yeah, I'm not going to do any shout outs. It's 40 minutes in, guys. I'm now starting my holiday off to Norway on a cruise tomorrow. So I'll try and get in and out when I can, as long as internet connection is there. Stay tuned to all of the websites. Stay tuned into your back office. More importantly, stay tuned into O Network. I know that Marty's scheduled in 20 minutes time, so let's pop over to there. He always gives a different kind of update to the one I gave, but I sincerely hope it's been of benefit for you and hopefully clarified and also calmed you down a little bit. Okay, don't panic, don't worry, we're on track, guys. Okay, that's all we need to know. Good things are coming and they're coming our way. That's it from me. Bye for now.